when the snow smells of miracles, when the snow falls and the light dims, even the smallest heart must remember where the magic began. There are places where winter is not just cold, but alive, where the snowflakes do not fall by chances, but dances in patterns that only the heart can understand. And in the middle of all the wild and quiet lives a small dog with a snout like a chocolate button, a tail that waggles like a firework of joy, and eyes so warm that even the frost smiles. Her name is Miss Sofie, and Miss Sofie lives in the small town of the Valley of the Stars, a place where the lanterns shine like stars, and the smell of spruce and cinnamon hangs in the air as a promise of something good. She loves her family, her walks in the snow, and the little adventures you can find just around the corner. But this year, December feels different. There's something in the air, a scent she doesn't know, a whisper she can almost hear. Because in the December, something very special awaits. Something that only happens to those who truly believe in miracles. And now, dear listeners, the story begins of that December when a little dog with a big heart found a key that only worked once a day and that led her out into the snow to find the heart Christmas. On an early winter morning, Miss Sofie found a letter resting on the edge of her small grey donut bed. Inside lay a key made of snow and ice, and the beginning of an adventure that only a brave heart would dare to open. A little dog and an old letter begin a story when a key of ice sparkles in the winter light. Yeah, it was the very first morning of December. Snow lay like whipped cream on the rooftops, and the wind carried the sounds of bells from the church town in Star Valley. Miss Sofie awoke in her small grey donut bed, with her nose buried deep in the soft egg, and she stretches and rubbed the sleep from her eyes. She noticed something peculiar. A letter lay exactly on the edge of her bed, carefully folded and tied with a red and white striped silk ribbon. The letter was made of old golden paper and sealed with a wax emblem shaped like a woven Christmas heart. There were still snowflakes resting on the envelope, even though they were indoors. And they didn't melt. On the front, written in an elegant curling handwriting, were the words, "To Miss Sofie, the chosen heart of Christmas." And inside the letter lay a small key, made of ice, shimmering in the glow of the fireplace. Miss Sofie read, "Dear Miss Sofie, if you are reading this, you have been chosen. The light of Christmas is fading, and only a heart that believes in miracles can bring it back. Each day in December, the key will open a new door, but only once. Use it wisely, for behind every door lies both light and shadow. Your great-grandmother Wilma has chosen you, and behind each door awaits a task, a mysterious and a secret. So be brave, be kind, and follow the scents of snow. When you find the heart of Christmas, the light will return. Positive thoughts, your friend, the guardian of Christmas. P.S. Tie the red and white striped ribbon to your collar together with the key so you don't lose it. Miss Sofie gave a soft little sniff. Great grandmother Wilma, the wise old dog who had left her the house on the hill, always full of mysteries and secrets. She almost forgot to greet. She couldn't quite understand what it all meant. But something inside her chest began to beat a little faster. A Christmas secret? A key? A guardian? A tail wagged. For if there was one thing Miss Sofie loved, it was adventure and mystery and treats, of course, but mostly adventures, mysteries. She carefully placed the key on the floor in front of her. Miss Sofie gazed at it. It was beautiful, clear as crystal, yet alive, as though something hummed within. Tiny bubbles and glimmers of light swirled through the eyes like dancing snowflakes. She sniffed at it gently, and a cool fragrance of pine and starlight tickled her little nose. Just then, a droplet fell. A single bead of water slipped from the key and landed on the floor with a faint plop. Miss Sofie jumped back. Oh no, she thought. Are you melting already? But it's cold in here. She lifted the key gently with her paws and placed it on a small napkin on the table in front of the fireplace. She blew softly to cool it, but the warmth of the flames only made the key sparkle even more, as if it were quietly laughing. Suddenly the light in the room flickered. A gust of wind swept through the house, and the fire bent backward as though breathing in. Something stirred up in the attic. A faint crack, a giggle. Miss Sofie perked up her ears. Was it the wind or someone? She looked toward the stairs, and there, just at the end of the vision, she thought she saw a shadow, small, round, and bouncing, with what looked like a big hat. She blinked, and the shadow was gone. It must be tiredness, she thought. She padded back to her little gray donut, curled up like a snowflake, and let the key rest on the table where it gleamed faintly in the firelight. As the house grew still. The snow outside the window dances like tiny secret thoughts. And if one listened closely, a soft voice could be heard from the attic. Sleep well, little heart guardian. We'll see you tomorrow. A drip sounded. Another droplet melted from the key. The 1st of December was almost over, and the door to the first adventure stood slightly ajar. Come back tomorrow and hear what's behind the door and what it leads to. Merry Christmas.